What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. It is Monday. We're looking at the 8-game DraftKings Main Slate. Grande, we had a good weekend across the board there. Some interesting matchups, some big performances. But it's always good to kick off a new week here. We do travel back to Sacramento, Sutter Health Park, back in our lives. Seattle facing the Athletics here on this slate. But we're out of Coors, at least for now. Coors Field matchup start on Tuesday. So we'll have to deal with that when we come to it. But for now, how are you feeling about things here, man?
Things I'm feeling. Feeling pretty good. I didn't have anything. I was going to try to go with something, but just happy Monday. Welcome. Happy to be here. And Bart Scott can't wait.
Bart Scott can't wait. Cole Reagans is your top right starting pitcher. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, we go position by position. You'll be able to line up at the end of the show. So do appreciate you all tuning in here with us today. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe button is a free way to support the work we do here over at Fantasy Alarm. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Fantasy Alarm family, 7-day free trial still going on. Go to fantasyalarm.com/win or scan that QR code right there on the screen. $20 is your first month when you use promo code Let's Go. So check that out, fantasyalarm.com/win. Reagans is 10-3. He's kind of had a tough time of late, dealing with some injuries and poor performances. Nick Pivetta and Carlos Rodon squaring off against in Yankee Stadium here. Those are your top three priced pitchers. 8-game slate. I kind of scrolled through. I don't love a lot of the pitching matchups that we have on today's board. I would imagine Reagans is like 60% plus in single entries and 40+% in tournaments here.
Really popular. One, the matchup. Although the White Sox may be back. Are they back?
Nah, they go through stretches where they like all of a sudden have some guys that hit a baseball.
Okay, but Luis Robert's back. We can confirm. We can kind of confirm he's back.
Sure.
But he just has Reagans just has an insane ceiling. Just a massive ceiling. 3 games, whether he struggled or not, 3 games this year with 25 plus fantasy points, and in all 3 of those games, 10 plus strikeouts. Like, that's the upside Cole Reagans has. So yeah, he'll be very popular. I do think that there's pretty good merit to going to Nick Pivetta. He struggled once this year. It was against the Cubs, who give everyone fits. You know, ask Paul Skeens, ask basically insert that pitcher that you like, and then they've probably been tattooed by the Cubs. The Yankees are like, there's a Judge. Obviously, he's the best player in baseball. And, you know, he's still hitting .430. Volpe got hurt over the weekend. We'll see if he's back. We know Jazz is on the IL. Obviously, he's not going to be back. It's Ben Rice is in a wild funk. Cody Bellinger has been better, but he's still sub 200.
Paul Goldschmidt's in the ball well.
Paul Goldschmidt. I mean, but like, point to someone other than Goldschmidt, Judge, and Grisham in this lineup that has been at all serviceable.
But you only, with the way the Yankees play baseball, you only really need one of those. You only really need Aaron Judge, right? Like,
correct.
Know.
Yes, but like
we've talked about this with the Yankees, and I didn't mean to cut you off there, but they strike out a lot, right? Against right-handed pitching, they have the 6th highest strikeout rate against right-handed pitching, 23%. Which even 23% isn't that high, but it's high for right-handed pitching since you face right-handers more than you face left-handers in baseball. We know Pivetta is a high strikeout pitcher. It's just the rest of the numbers that are scary, because if they put bat on ball, you're in trouble. 202 ISO, 349 WOBA, 257 batting average. They are all against right-handed pitching. Tops 3 in the league in those categories here. Pivetta misses bats, he'll find success. We've seen pitchers do it. If you don't miss bats, even with their lineup as it is now in Yankee Stadium, you're gonna have some problems.
Yeah, I'm not like disagreeing with you, but also, there's you started off by saying Cole Reagans is going to be that popular, right? Just alternative options with guys that also can miss a lot of bats. Nick Pavetta's one, Carlos Rodon's another who misses a lot of bats, and he pitches his home games at Yankee Stadium. I'm not saying he's been amazing, but he's been really great lately. And he's had some good matchups: Tampa Bay, Cleveland, Baltimore, two teams that can't hit lefties for Jack SHIT.
Yeah.
But the strikeouts for Rodon have been on full display all year.
Yeah, that's going to be the test. Padres, third lowest strikeout rate, 19% against lefties with a 10% walk rate against left-handed pitching. And it's not for lack of plate appearances either. 367 plate appearances against left-handed pitching for the Padres. So we'll see if he can strike out a team that isn't striking out against lefties. The rest of the numbers for the Padres against lefties are kind of middling. 310 WOBA, 130 ISO, batting average is 11th at 245. So, walks are a problem for Carlos Rodon. And this is a team that's walking over 10% of the time against lefties.
Yeah, it's true. I'm just GPPs.
Yeah. I think it's a price for me for Pavetta. Getting 10K just feels like, I almost feel like I'd rather be different elsewhere and just like eat the Reagan stock. And then I don't know. You like AJ Smith-Shawver. We've talked about Cincinnati and their offense. Austin Hayes was on fire. He pulls his hammy. He's on the IL. The rest of that team, some of them are starting to slow down. Spencer Steer's like heating up in turn. Matt McClain can't hit the baseball. Ellie homered today. So, I mean, like, there's some ups and downs. But we do think that AJ Smith-Shawver is a talented pitcher. $7,500 at home. Would you, where does he rank, I guess, among this like mid-range group?
I'd be okay getting to Matt Boyd. Obviously we have Sutter Health, so those pitchers are low on the list. I think Smith-Shawver probably ranks right at the top of the mid-tier. He's had obviously limited starts. He's made 4 starts, but he was really good in his last outing before being struck by a line drive. His Sierra sub 4, his xFIP sub 4. He has a 10.4 K per 9. The walks have been a little bit of an issue. That's the one thing, but didn't really walk only one walk in his last start, again in Coors Field.
Yeah.
Where he was good. So I think he would rank right at the top. I do like Matt Boyd. The Giants are decently good against actually no, they're not.
They have a high strikeout rate against lefties. It's
almost 25%. Yeah, and middling everything else. So Boyd and Smith-Shawver would probably be the two guys like in that mid tier that I'd have interest in.
Sure. Yeah, 220 batting average, a 149 ISO, a 291 WOBA is pretty bad. So, excuse me there. Giants, I think from like a historical context, have some guys that have hit lefties well in their careers, obviously, but early season numbers aren't necessarily bearing that out. I mean, Griffin Canning gets Arizona. I think we were not necessarily looking to go at Arizona, at all most times. So even as well as Canning is pitched. Shane Smith, we've talked about the struggles for the Royals offense. Today they hit 7 homers after having a league low like 18 homers going
all
into
solo, right? Were they all solo? Wasn't 7? Were they? I think
I could have been. I didn't track they were solos or not, but they hit them.
I think every home run hit in that game on both sides were solo shots.
Well, Shane Smith has obviously been pretty decent. Pitch count notwithstanding, hasn't been extended more than 83 pitches. He's 7K. It's in Kansas City, which we know, depending on the day, can be a hitter or a pitcher's park. It's like a big park, but if it's hot and humid and wind's blowing out, it can be a hitter's park. Ryan Nelson's in the rotation. I'm not going to pitch him against New York, but we're just kind of calling that one out. Could it be a Miles Michaelis start? Back-to-back shutout outings for Miles Michaelis here. 14, 12, and 21 fantasy points in 3 of the last 4. He's only 6,200. It's Pittsburgh, who really, if you just pitch around O'Neal Cruz, you're kind of okay right now. It's not great, but we have stretches where Miles Michaelis can be an effective starting pitcher. Went into Cincinnati and shut him out over 5 1/3.
His best.
No, the numbers aren't going to be look good.
His
You don't
best,
need to read them. You don't need to read them. It's Miles Michaelis. We know.
He's 49th percentile or worse in every pitching statistic imaginable other than walk rate.
Yeah, he's got a 4.60 ERA and a 1.3 WHIP. He's $6,200. I am more so just calling out the fact that Pittsburgh, outside of O'Neal Cruz, has not been very good.
Yeah.
He pitched 6 shutout innings in Atlanta and then 5 1/3 shutout innings in Cincinnati. And now he's in St. Louis, a pitcher's ballpark against Pittsburgh. So,
I'm gonna just side with you because you are winning and I'm not the last couple days. And just in general.
Against right-handed Pittsburgh pitching, Pittsburgh is 25th in WOBA, 293. 221 batting average is 27th. And their 114 ISO is 27th. So bottom 5 in average ISO and WOBA against right-handed pitching, a 21.7% strikeout rate, a near 11% walk rate. But like you said, he's not walking anybody. So, yeah. Take that for what it is. Again, I'm just calling out the fact that, he's pitched better-ish lately. 11 1/3 shutout innings his last 2 starts is nothing to ignore, what do you think about the rest of the group? I mean, you have Tobias Myers, who we only threw why do you throw 1 inning?
He pitched out of the bullpen in a 10-0 loss.
Okay, so
I think it was probably just simply
yeah,
he did. I think it was simply a bullpen. Okay. He was going to throw a side session anyway, right? And they get him in a meaningless game because he needs to pitch better because he hasn't pitched well in his 2 outings.
Yeah, so they said this literally says they pulled him due to control issues. So you can't trust that, right?
I would love to at 5,700. I would love to, by the way, but you can't. And
then you and I have talked about this guy a little bit because he was a first-round sandwich pick of Pittsburgh. And I'm waiting for them to call up Bubba Chandler, and they're not doing it. But he's 5K. He pitched against St. Louis. His only good start of the year.
Do you want to hear the pronunciation? Instead of this guy?
Mlodzinski?
Nope.
Okay.
No L. L is silent.
Modzinski?
Maginski.
There's a G in there?
Maginski.
There's not a G in that name. Maginski. You're telling me that's Maginski?
Actually, Majinski.
Jinsky.
Gin. Gin.
Does
Maginski.
I have a
Carmen? His full name is Carmen Alexander Maginski.
Maginski. All right. Well, there you go.
Maginski. Good,
Maginski. We'll call it. We'll pronounce it correctly moving forward because that's not what that says.
31st pick of the first round of the 2020 MLB draft.
Yeah, former first rounder. His only good start this year came against this team in his second start of the year. I'm not pitching him either. I'm just saying he's 5K. I'm just like,
yeah, and the Cards are
they're rolling.
Risen. Their offense is looking pretty good.
So it's either Smith at 7K or Michaelis at 62 for your value.
I would probably just pretend like none of these pitchers exist and just play Smith Shawver. But I guess if I needed the salary, again, I'm just gonna believe in you because you're running hot right now. So I will not often if ever, play someone with this low of a strikeout ceiling. And 6 strikeouts is a literal miracle. That is an actual miracle that you even see that on the because like
these 4 strikeouts are probably all Matt McLain.
Like, yeah, I mean that's like you can pinpoint where the strikeouts are coming from in all those starts, right? Like 2 in Atlanta. I mean, there's definitely one like Albies strikeout in there. 6 is a literal mirror. I cannot believe 6 strikeouts against Philly. That's crazy.
Again, his Fangraphs page is not going to look good there.
And his baseball savant looks even worse. It's all blue.
He's not a good pitcher, but he's good enough to hang around for like a very long time in this league. McLain was 0 for 4 2K, so we definitely weren't too far off from that one there.
Okay.
Yeah. So $6,200. I guess we'll see where the lineups take us, but I wouldn't necessarily avoid that situation. Shout out Golden State Warriors. They won tonight.
They did.
All right, catcher position. Same song and dance here. We look for the values, and we'll generally look to plug and play. But we do have Sutter Health Park, which means we do have Kyle Raleigh at $5,200. Man's going to hit 40 homers from the catcher position this year. Luis Severino on the mound. What are our thoughts on spending all the way up for Kyle Raleigh today?
Let's play everyone's favorite game, John.
What's the fly ball rate?
What is the over-under in Sutter Health Field for Bryce Miller v. Luis Severino?
9.
Ding, 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 ding. You win a prize. It is Cal Raleigh double dong in Sutter Health Field because Luis Severino, John, as you mentioned, is a fly ball pitcher. So, yes, I don't have much else. Yes, if you want to play Cal Raleigh, if someone tells you not to play Cal Raleigh because he's a $5,200 catcher, they're doing you a disservice.
Yeah, I agree. I'd be willing to spend up for the power for Kyle Raleigh there, 100%. Thoughts on sort of the rest of this top tier though? Is there a name you'd look to go to?
Of the top tier, I mean, Langoliers probably gets ownership just for the power, for the same reason that we'd play Raleigh for a home run. Salvi is fine. Nothing else like 4K and up, though. I don't think there's anything else.
Yep, I like the Salvi call there. I would go Mets against Ryan Nelson, ground ball pitcher. Got really hot at the end of last year. I thought he might have actually been in their rotation to begin this year, but he did not have a good spring and then had a really bad initial outing. But in the rotation, at least for now, or maybe just to start, or I'm not sure what their plan is moving forward with Ryan Nelson, but don't mind going Alvarez there. You've been MFing Trevino at times this season. You get $3,400. Get Shaver. He's been really good.
Been good, dude. He's been good. Yep.
Not the guy you expect, but the guy that's producing right now. So,
who's producing? Yaner Diaz, 3,300. Yeah. He's raking because we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, he was not that bad of a catcher. So, in on Yaner for sure. Gabe Moreno's $2,800 all the way down here.
If you want to play, you talked about Rodon Yankee Stadium. Elias Diaz is like in this random power surge thing for San Diego right now. 3 home runs recently,
and he's hit lefties well. He's been in the league for a very long time at this point, but lefties dating all the way back to his Pirates days, were his strong split. So that's fine. And then Furman, if he's in the lineup. Again, I always just shout out Freddie Furman because he's a decent hitter and he's $2,300. So if you want to go there, you can. At first base, Pete Alonso at $5,700. Michael Busch gets route, $5,100. See if Ben Rice can get it going at $5K. Any interest in these top guys here?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned you would target Mets against Ryan Nelson. I would definitely target Mets against Ryan Nelson. He has not looked good in his bullpenny role this year. Definitely interested in Bush at home. Rice, it just doesn't look the same as was. There's still obviously power upside because he's in Yankee Stadium and he's a powerful kid, but 5K.
All it's gonna take is like another like 3 for 4 day, and he's gonna go back to hitting like 290 again. You're like, oh, he's like the numbers look better. It's just
no, that's like, yeah, especially like where we are, right? It's in beginning of May. I'm not saying I don't like believe in Ben Rice, but just
but he was not going to be a 300 hitter, right?
Yeah, strikeouts are up again. The walks are down. He was walking a lot early to start, like early on. Now not. Plate discipline's like going out the window. So
they keep moving him around the lineup too, and you have to wonder if that's messing with some of the stuff for him. So, when you're hitting first with Aaron Judge behind you tend to get a lot of pitches.
Yes, as Trent Grisham.
Yeah, exactly, Trent Grisham, exactly. So, there's that. Obviously, Cannon continues to be awesome, but I do believe in Arizona. So, whether it's Naylor or Smith, totally fine. Again, Goldschmidt, $4,100. I'd be good there as well. Anything for you in this mid range?
No, Goldschmidt's just hilarious. I mean, he's been good since like second half of last year. I don't think I'd play him here, but a Christian Walker in a Astro stack, I think he looks fine. Spencer
Steer coming around, 300 average.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of coming around players literally in this range. Spencer Steer, Wilson Contreras, definitely coming around, like all the way around the mountain, right?
Yeah, I feel like we're going to be playing some cards on this
thing. And then Vinny Paz just suddenly is like, hey guys, there was no signs to pointing me of breaking out of this slump, but suddenly I'm just going to hit a bunch of home runs and don't mind me. Gonna try. Like, he has 22 RBIs in 34 games, and he's hitting below the Mendoza line.
Yeah. The signs were like he wasn't this bad. The Royals offense was never this bad, right? So they're all starting to click at like the same time. You get some good matchups. You get a weekend against Baltimore, and hey,
weekend against Baltimore. The weekend against Baltimore is definitely a big component here.
It's a launching point for many. So
yeah, it's not their pitching staff. Dude,
again, they thought Kyle Gibson was a solver for them.
They did. They sure did.
Burleson's third, $2,800 down here. No power yet out of Alec Burleson.
I think he homered.
He did today.
Yeah, homered
good.
Today.
Homered in the second. Good. He homered in the second of the doubleheader. Yeah. Okay, good. Maybe this is the start because this is a guy we thought would hit like 25 homers.
It's a good player. Yeah, good player.
If $2,800 for him is a good spot. Rowdy
2,400 in Sutter.
Yep, just for
don't
the shout.
Hate it. Yeah, don't hate it.
For the shout. Second base position. Cattell's 55. Terang, Albie is up there. Again, I just kind of want to be playing some cards. So getting Brendan Donovan at 45 certainly feels like my pick for this top group.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely interested in Donovan as well. He's awesome.
Donovan be my guy.
No, for sure. But I'm not gonna poo-poo. The Terang play is interesting because Blanco, we know, has just gotten lucky over the last year and a half, and some of the luck has run out for Ronald Blanco. So I don't mind using Brewers here, and I like Bryce Terang leading off. So I wouldn't mind getting to the Terang play with the lineup he has behind him, but I largely agree with you. It's Donovan as like the top dog here.
Yep. They gave Gorman third base eligibility, which is nice for us.
Yes.
Play them both.
He also is in one of those random Nolan Gorman stretches where he just
you can't hit anything. Yeah.
And then like he'll have a stretch where he's hitting like home runs every other day. You're like, all right, when this is obviously going to end, when is it going to end? He's not going to hit after it ends.
Yeah. This position kind of sucks. Maybe like Jeff McNeil would be the.
Yeah, I was thinking him or Acuna, because Acuna hits and plays every day too. Like they play them both now. So, and I think Winker left on Sunday. So like we probably just keep getting both them in the lineup And
Yeah, McNeil just plays the outfield.
Yeah. If you want to be contrarian, Chase Meadroth continues to lead off for the. I mean, he's been super productive since coming back too.
Hey,
You're punting that, like it's pretty good production. That like
$2,700, you're getting double-digit fantasy points 3 of the last 4. So.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Nope. Walks a lot. Actually, stole a bag, which is nice. So.
Yep.
The
Yankees will probably play. There's a chance they go Jorbit Bibas. I know it's spelled Vivas, but it's Bibas is the pronunciation. He had good numbers at AAA this year. Ripped a 2 RBI single today. I mean,
you saw the Yankees promoted George Lombard to AA.
Yeah, they need
just rushing their infielders.
They need and all the help we can get.
That guy gets a hot month. He might be wearing pinstripes by the end of June. So
we saw it with Dominguez 2 years ago, right? Dominguez came up and hit third, and everyone was like, "Holy smokes, it's the best player we've ever seen." And now he can't hit righty and he can't play the outfield. So
yeah, he needs to go back and learn some things. All right, third base position we go then. Austin Riley, big night today, $4,900. Machado against Rodon's $47. Suarez, Chapman, your boy Polanco at $4,400. Your top 5.
I could see a case for basically all of them. Riley has a lot of power, has been really good lately, has just been good this year. So if you want to play Austin Riley, sure. Manny Machado, I would say, has been really good, other than the power has been a little disappointing. 3 home runs so far. He's made up for it in stolen bases, but do you run as much on the lefty? I doubt it. Chapman's obviously had a pretty terrible year from a batting average standpoint. Yeah, they're almost 350 on base, almost has a 750 OPS against the lefty. And then Polanco in a really good ballpark, 4,400 for no reason. His price is going down. Obviously, we never thought Jorge Polanco would continue to be Babe Ruth, but I mean, in this ballpark against a fly baller, multi-position eligibility, never played shortstop once this year. Not for 1 inning, not for 1 second as he played shortstop. You can play him. I mean, yeah, it looks good.
Again, Wilmer Flores is one of those guys that historically hits lefty as well, even if it's not necessarily bearing out this year. Arenado's up there, Paredes at 4K. Michael Garcia, another Royal that's coming out of it big time. 3 hits in the last 4 games. 3 hit games in the last 4, including the double down game on Sunday. $300. It feels too cheap right now with the way that we think the Royals are going to start surging.
Too cheap. Simply too cheap. If he hits, we talked about this. If he hits 300 or anywhere close, this is a different player than we saw last year, because he's still 40 bases last year and he hit like 230.
Yeah, I agree. Durbin's 33.
Yeah, Vientos 36 has been really good at the plate. Durbin's 33. Both those players. India, also another guy who finally homered. He had a bomb on Sunday, $2,900. And he has some really good underlying stuff that just suggests he's been unlucky. And they keep running him out leadoff. Like, they're just like, hey, keep leading off and think good things are going to happen.
Yeah, you're better than this. We know that. So we'll just figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah, India's a good shot at 29. Ben Williamson, $3,100 for him if he's in the lineup. Again, just getting exposure to that game. That's probably it.
Yeah, let's go shortstop.
All right, shortstop. Ellie, Bobby, Francisco. Your top 3.
All your best friends. I mean, I know Smith's been good. Witt's been also good. Ellie obviously has just the ceiling of all of them.
Did he not homer today? Did they take his homer away? I thought he homered today.
I don't think he homered today.
Okay.
I didn't think so. But
maybe
maybe
not. Right.
Maybe
I thought I got a notey that he had homered, but maybe not.
Lindor, there's just no wrong answer there. Play your stacks, play your guys. I'm probably gonna play a lot of Smith Shawver, so like I'd probably get to the bottom two before De La Cruz, but like I fully acknowledge De La Cruz can go for 60 fantasy points
I
tomorrow,
mean,
and it'd
steal
be
a couple
like,
bags.
yeah, hits a home run, steals 3 bags, and you're like, oh right, should have played that guy.
We got Polanco, Perdomo in that range, 44, 43. Jacob Wilson's 4K. The only parks he homers in is this one. So that in course.
Yeah, he has one. I was
to
to say he has the Coors Field home run. Put some respect on his name.
Then JB Crawford still $3,400.
Yeah, that one's interesting, right? Because he's going to lead off. Like they're just going to continue to lead him off, and he's been awesome. Do you know the Mariners are the number 1 rated offense in terms of WRC plus against right-handed pitching this year?
I believe it.
Team hit that has the worst hitting environment in all of baseball, and was called out by Justin Turner when he left. Like, guys, we are not making any improvements. So. And J-Rod is still not J-Rod. Like, it's not J-Rod season yet. Yeah. JP Crawford, Jorge Polanco, Cal Raleigh. I'm sure that's exactly what everyone thought would be leading the charge going into the year, right? Willie, we knew Adames was going to do that thing, by the way. He did the thing where, look, he's back.
Nah, he's not.
He is.
Nah. He could be. He might be. I don't think so, but he could be. I got nothing else down here though.
Oh no, this is a awful position after that.
All right. Outfield. Judge, Tucker, Tatis, Carroll, O'Neal Cruz. I think again, if you're not playing Miles Michaelis, O'Neal Cruz needs to be in your lineup.
Yeah.
He went 1 for 1 with 4 walks the other day.
What a character turn for O'Neal Cruz, huh?
Yeah, and then he struck out 3 times the next game. So you figure that one out. I can't figure it out.
It's like my equivalent to that is when Anthony Edwards, the NBA player, for those who don't know, said he hates to pass. He's like, I don't want to pass, I want to shoot. Right? That's my equivalent of that. He had to play make one game. O'Neal Cruz had 4 walks. He basically had 12 assists, and he's like, I don't want to do this again. And then he struck out every time there was a pitch thrown his direction the next game. Yeah.
O'Neal Cruz has an 18% walk rate and a 26% strikeout rate. So.
Both, I'm assuming, career high, career low.
Yes. I mean, he's only had two years where he's played more than 80 games. His first year, 2022, he had a 35% K rate and an 8% walk rate. And then last year he had a 30% K rate and an 8% walk rate. So he's more than doubled his walk rate while slashing his strikeout rate. So
yeah, it's great.
It is great. I mean, Cubs are going to be always attractive in Chicago. We'll see what the win looks like. But Tucker, Seiya, Happ, like you're going to want to get basically all of those guys in your lineup. A 5K Soto. We said on the show on Friday that Soto was just too cheap. Gets knocked down to $4,800 on the Sunday slate. Got robbed of home runs. He double donked here at $5,100. This is not a 5K player, people. So
no, he's literally a 6K player.
Just take the discount. Way too talented at $5,000.
Agreed.
All right. Rest of this under 5K range. Pete Crow. Is he a 6K player? What's going on here?
There is no dollar sign that is enough for Pete Crow Armstrong.
Fangraphs gave this guy a 40 hit tool with his current hit rating at a 30, which means he should be hitting 220. Instead, he's homering every day, stealing bases. I mean,
the average is going to be average, but if we're going to hit like this for just power, it's
9
ridiculous.
homers and 12 steals already on the year. Yeah, crazy.
Butler, Soderstrom. I know Bryce Miller is like a highly thought after pitcher, but there's like 4 sub K, 2 Seattle guys, J-Rod and Randy if Randy plays, and then the 2 athletic in Soderstrom and Butler right there all look great.
Sure. Belly is coming around a little bit, 250 with an 800 OPS his last
Yep.
10.
He's been better.
Yelich down to 44. Like, I get the struggles are real right now, but
Yeah.
Ronel Blanco, we don't think all too highly
Yeah.
of. Marcelo Zuna being $4,400. Again, another guy that I know is struggling a little bit, but like still should be more than $4,400.
Yeah. Ozuna, way too talented to be 44. Nimmo looks good against Nelson. Hap, you
Yeah.
mentioned, looks great. Victor
Victor
Scott.
Scott.
Yeah. Victor Scott hitting the baseball like this is, you've said it. We don't need to harp on how good Victor Scott can be if he hits, if he just
I've said it the
hits.
last couple of shows. I'm like, get this price now because like when he clicks, because he's super talented, power and speed, like you're gonna miss. You're gonna get him in your lineup at 4K. So when he has
Right.
this huge game, you're paying it off. So
I wonder if Mason Wynn misses any time, if they would move, if Scott's going to continue to hit like this, if they'd move him up because
moving
he's
to
hitting
second
ninth.
instead of
Yeah.
9.
Heliot gets a lefty. We know. I mean, he was like literally Barry Bonds last year against left-handed pitching. And if I'm not mistaken, the other day the homer was the leadoff home run against a lefty. I think it was Kyle Freeland, immediate home run in his first game first game of the Rocky series.
Yeah.
I think he's just doing it again against lefties, and I'm pulling it up.
Home run of Jeremiah
He
Estrada before that. Was that a
200 ISO against lefties this year.
Yeah.
Last
Estrada's
year
a righty
against
too, so he homered off a righty in the game before. Padres.
last year lefties, he had a 380 ISO against 200 this year. So Heliot, if you want to play some pop there at 4K as well.
Again, if you're not playing Michaelis, I understand that Brian Reynolds is struggling, but Brian Reynolds has always been a way more expensive player.
Yes,
He makes it easy to get O'Neal Cruz in your lineup there.
he does.
Gavin Lux is cheap. He's going to hit in the middle of the Reds lineup here. Verdugo is going to lead off.
I can't believe it hasn't stopped because he continues to be good. It's crazy.
Yep. Keeps producing. Lourdes is starting to come around. It's not the right split for Lourdes, but just kind of shouting out that keep an eye. Next time a lefty's on the mound against the Diamondbacks, keep an eye on Lourdes and his price.
Eyes are open. All four eyes are open.
Yeah, there's gonna be something potentially there. Jordan Walker still stinks. Obligatory Cam Smith shout out above over 3K now.
Yep. The bit rolls on. I just saw Tyler Wade's name, and I would be remiss to mention.
Where did you see Tyler Wade's name?
Well, don't worry about it. That doesn't matter.
Down here. Okay,
our sweet Prince Jackson Merrill is back. That's what that's what I thought about when I thought about
$5,200 Jackson Merrill gets lefty Rodon open.
Yeah. When I saw Tyler Wade's name, I thought Jackson Merrill. That's why I saw Tyler Wade. Don't worry, we don't need to actually look at Tyler Wade. I was just thinking, I was like, oh wow.
And obviously India and Bertelson are down here as well. So, anything else?
I don't think so. Connor Joe is getting at bats for San Diego. No, he went back. They sent him back down.
That's fine. We'll be back live at 5. Live stream at 5 p.m. We'll have some lineups for everybody here.
Yes.
All right. Reagan's. And we'll go Smith Shaver for now. And if we need the money, we'll figure it out. Go Raleigh. Right. And then we said Michael Garcia was too cheap. We wanted to. I guess we're playing Polanco at short then. Right?
Yes.
Am I missing anything here? Second base.
You do if you wanted to get some value, Vinny Paz at first.
So you could do like McNeil and Pascantino here.
And then you could play India, $2,900 outfield for some value, and then you just literally can spend up wherever you want in the outfield.
Yeah, $4,850.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to do that, but I also like the money that we have there.
5K Soto.
And then Butler one-off or
Yeah. Do we have anything? Seattle.
PCA, Donovan. No, we're just missing a Rosarena and J-Rod.
Okay.
If you could also just play both of them and not Soto, I think, and that works.
Do you want to ride that, I guess? Right?
No, I mean we don't have to, but
like he's supposed to be better. What's the Rosarena injury here? Removed due to a little bit of a hamstring injury. Let's see. I do want to get Cubs too, though. Let's see. What if we did? Let's just play with the idea of going Michaelis. I guess it's 55.
oh no, I gotta listen to you because you're smart, but golly, dude.
If we did like a
Cubs,
Hap Tucker, can we get off of McNeil at all? Go India here, maybe.
India only plays third.
He only plays third.
Third outfield, yeah, and they took the Garcia second base eligibility away.
All right, we'll just go back to this then. All right, I mean, if we do Michaelis, you got Tucker Hap against Route or Root, whatever it is. I don't hate it.
No,
I mean, obviously, the Michaelis is the big wild card there. He could be terrible.
And also, like, we'll see what
you could also just one off Tucker. 34. Man, there's nothing down there. Burleson.
Yeah, we'd probably want to.
Drew Waters, just full stack.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go back to Michaelis for now then. And we'll do it all over. We'll see who's in the lineup. Maybe things will change. We'll have a better day. I wish we could get to Seiya, though. He's 56. Shish. You do have over PCA? Yeah?
I think probably, PCA right? Probably... I think Hab's probably safer, but PCA probably has...
the upside.
I should say probably. He definitely has the ceiling.
Yeah. All right, we'll do this for now. Reagan's, Michaelis, Raleigh, Pascantino, McNeil, Garcia, Polanco, India, Tucker, Hap. As an example lineup for everybody here. Again, we'll be back live at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Do it all over again with the latest news and updates for all of you guys. Until then, we'll see you later.